Oh, are we going?
Okay, just wait. Pause.
But that's a whole nother story, and I'm not gonna get into that right now.
It was, I don't know, okay, sorry, redo. What? Wait, can I also look at this after I'm done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Haley's my sister.
Halee was like the shy, cute little undergrad student, but we got her warmed up. Our boss embarrassed her many times.
She like texted me or messaged me on Facebook and asked me if I wanted to go to church with her.
I've known her ever since I was born. We bonded over poopery and stealing a pic from one of the directors and hanging it out on the flagpole when it was snowing outside.
Mutual friend.
The exercise physiology lab at UNO. There's probably a picture of us in diapers together somewhere.
She messaged me on Facebook and asked if I wanted to be in her Bible study.
Halee is a very free spirit, adventurous, beautiful, loving soul.
Most authentic person that I have ever met.
Extremely caring, thoughtful, and someone who would bend over backwards to do anything for you.
She's literally the sweetest, most genuine, caring person, but she has a fun, spunky side too.
She's always there for me.
Halee is the messiest person I know.
It's just sweet, joyful, genuine person.
My mom away from home, but she takes care of me.
She's always pushing me to be a better Catholic.
Kind of does whatever she wants. She could be like a car trip and going the wrong way down a one-way. She's laughing, having fun, and just making it her own.
One of the most caring and compassionate people I know.
Halee is the dorkiest person I know.
The best role model, the best friend, and just the best person ever to be around.
I feel like spontaneous, fun to be around, always has a smile on her face, just like honest, like God-loving, trustworthy, just like everything you'd ever want in someone, I guess.
The first time I met Jack, I was actually in my mother's womb because we're cousins.
Jack and I grew up together, going to the same school, and later on the same college, and then we ended up living together for a few years.
And I can't confirm or deny that I may or may not have beat him up on the playground.
I was probably back in kindergarten.
I met Jack the day I was born. Every time I turn around, it seems like he's still always there.
We brought him home from a break during college.
Both ended up going to the same school. There wasn't too many to choose from.
I met Jack when I was probably in kindergarten. We have always still remained good friends, but he wanted to get closer to me, so he started dating my first cousin.
We had all sorts of memories together playing Little League baseball and stuff growing up.
Loves his faith, loves his family, loves his friends.
Jack is a man who's always thinking of others. I always said in college that he would give the shirt off his back for me if I ever needed it. Wouldn't fit me because he's kind of small, but it's the thought that counts.
As we've gotten older, I like to compare people to craft beers. And so I would say we've drifted apart a little bit in terms of looks. I've become kind of like a blonde ale, and Jack's become like a strong stout.
One of the best people in the world.
But he's also a hungry little shit, so you gotta watch out for that.
He's kind of like a giant teddy bear.
He will always be there when you need him.
Jack's the kind of guy that you can come to with anything. He's really trustworthy and reliable, dependable.
Probably the most genuine person you'll ever meet. Very dependable person, a very generous person, and very loving.
He's a great friend. Always have a good time with him, and he's very dependable.
And he's just a great guy to be around.
Just like so many different ways. I feel like that I could describe him, but I think the first thing that comes to mind is just like how kind and loving he is. Jack is hilarious, and he's so kind and just like a really steady rock, I guess, for me. And yeah, he's just my best friend. We have always known each other because we grew up in two towns about 5 minutes away from each other.
We didn't really hang out in high school at all. It was more just like knowing like who each other was more than anything, I guess.
When I came to UNO as a freshman,
She got my number actually from an ex, and
I think I texted him and asked him a question about like parking or something.
texted me, and then we like just met up and like went to Voodoo Taco and just like hung out and like.
And then we just like started hanging out and became really good friends.
We decided like the timing wasn't right for us.
We both like weren't really ready to be in a relationship, so we like kind of friend zoned each other and decided to just be friends for like a year and a half. My freshman year when we went to Voodoo Taco in Exarban and got lunch. I know that's not what Jack thinks it is, but to me that was our first date.
We went to Formal, the Newman Center Formal together. And then we went to the zoo, I believe it was like the next weekend or something like that. It was like our first date.
We went to the Newman Center Formal together. Like, kind of realized how we felt about each other and that we both liked each other but weren't telling each other that for like quite a few months. So yeah, then we just like talked and started dating.
I'm sure it's going to be different than what Halee told you.
This is also something that we disagree on.
What I remember is she was house sitting at her uncle's and aunt's, and so then like I went over there and we were just like hanging out and like just like flirting around kind of, and like had like a little pillow fight, and we were just like laying on the ground just like looking at each other, and we like both just kind of like leaned in and kissed each other. That's my recollection of it. No, hers is different.
I know that it was at his house. I think we were like watching 22 Jump Street or something like that. We were just like talking and then we just kind of kissed, and that's also not what Jack like when he thinks it was, but that's when it was.
I think me.
What?
Because like when we were at Voodoo Taco, like when I found out that you were single, that was definitely where I was like, in my mind I was like, okay, like she's on the market, let's go. Do you have something against that?
Newsflash, I liked you before that, so
okay.
I'm pretty sure it was me. I knew like right when the day that we started dating, like basically right away, as soon as he like asked me to be his girlfriend, I was like, yep, we're gonna get married someday.
Probably like a few weeks to a month in, I just like knew who you were as a person and like who you like were wanting to become like as a woman as you like grown and matured, and it just like really lined up with like what I was searching for and like wanting in my life and where it leads to. Her stubbornness.
Really? That's what it is?
Yeah, I think more recently, like, your stubbornness has definitely annoyed me a lot more. You don't give in ever. Like, you just, like, are very persistent until you get what you want. That, along with asking me the same question over and over again, will I give the same answer.
Oh, I was just thinking about this the other day. Oh, guys, I'm totally blanking right now. I promise there's something. Okay, just give me, like, a second. I just gotta...
Is it how I fluster you all the time?
Yes! That's what it is. It's you. When I am like right in the middle of trying to do something, you will come up to me and like start poking me all over the place, or like distracting me and getting in the way of whatever I'm trying to do. And it's like, I know it's a way of showing love, but it
just want your attention.
Like sensory overload sometimes. You did.
I wanted to say it before that, but I was like, no, it's too early to say it. But then I was like, no, like I actually like do love you. It's not too early.
2 weeks after we started dating, and you were like, I think I love you. And I was like, oh, me too. This is great. And then I think we like high-fived or something after that.
I just know, like, no matter, like, everything we've been faced with so far and, like, what we've, like, have all worked through in our relationship and, like, things, like, outside of our relationship and, like, where we come from, the families we come from, like, the friends we have around us supporting us, and just, like, the love that I have for you, like, I know that, like, no matter what we go through, like, we're gonna be able to work through it, we're gonna be able to pray through it and have God help us through it, and, like, know that, like, it's not just the two of us, it's also God with us as well, working through it, and just like trusting him and you as well.
My biggest thing is just that like I know who Jack is, and like I just know that you're a good man and that like your faith is number one in your life. Like just from the short time that we've already been together, I've learned a lot from you about just like how to love and trust God and each other. And
like, thank you all so much for like being here and supporting us and showing your love for us. It definitely means like the world to us, and there's nothing we could say that would honestly like let you know how much like we really appreciate you all like taking the time to come here and making like whatever sacrifices you had to make to come here. And we just really appreciate all of you, and we're happy that all of you could be here and help us celebrate.
we're just really excited that this day like finally came, and we're very like thankful for all of the support that we've gotten throughout our relationship from especially our family and all of our close friends. It really means the world, and we'll never forget it.